Abusua yɛ mama kɔ abasronko so de ba Ghana politics avenue so. Abusua moma yɛ mbɔ yɛn nsam. Abusua ɛyɛ Buffer Stock CEO, former Buffer Stock CEO, ɛyɛ Hanan, NPP Hanan. Abusua ɛyɛ Yokofo na sɛ BNI for nsa kaa no. Abra no ofiri Ghana ha ɛkɔ abrochi. Abusua de no ɛyɛ ɔtry sɛ yɛde stop order ɛto no so. Ɛnam sikasɛm bi a ɔmo nso afa ne nsa ase ɛma ɛyɛ Yokofo ɛde ɔmo nsa ɛto no so sɛ nya de obitumi atu kwan afiri ɛyɛ Ghana ase. Abusua de ne si ɔtry sɛ ɛyɛ na account anaasɛ bank account a ɛwɔ ano ɔbɛ empty no na ɔde sika no akɔpie wɔ ɛyɛ abrochi no ɛna Yokofo anaasɛ ehui ɛna ɔmo sɛ ɛnya adeɛ a ɔmo ma no kwan ama no akɔtɔ. Ɔmo arrest no ɛde ɔmo kɔpie ɛde ne kɔpie mu wɔ ɔmo akakye. Abusua ɔmo kɔpie mu wɔ court. Ɛyɛ ne lawyer ɛfrɛ no Godfrey Dame ɛka sɛ ɔpere ɛyɛ bill de ama no na wakɔhwɛ n'ani ɛyare. Ɛna ɛyɛ judge ne bisa ne sɛ day bɛ na ɛsɛ ɔkɔpie mu wɔ abrochi na ɔsɛ 4th to ɛyɛ on the 12th. Na judge ne sɛ that time no apound ntanya deɛ a obetumi atu kwan bi nti na ɔmo de ɛyɛ ban ɛde ato no so sɛ nya deɛ obetu kwan. Abusua ɔna ɔsa so ɛyɛ dɛ ɛfɔgyere ɛyɛ fake allegedly fake ɛyɛ document and fake medical document ɛde kɔ court sɛ court no ɛma no bill na ɔntumi nkɔpie mu wɔ ɛyɛ abrochi na allegedly that fake ɛyɛ medical results no abusua ɔno nso ka ho bi ɛna yɛtumi ɛde abɔ n'asɛm no ɛto agu akɔfa asɛm bi brama. Abusua mo ɛkɔtie nsɛm a Black Rastaka ɛfa ho ɛbɔ yɛ de aka mɛtɔ ɔmo so.
That the account had been frozen by the courts and he tried to use a fake document. In fact, it's a correct document, but it is not for that purpose. It is just the properties, the four that I mentioned earlier, that were actually defrozen and not the bank account. So, before then, investigators looked into the future and realized that Hanan, now that he had 8 days to travel, might just be running away like Kenoforiata. So they wrote to all the banks where he had his accounts and warned them not to give him any money because they remained frozen. And true to their words and their conjectures, he went there and he was refused the money. But he was still able to raise some money, according to him, some 7,000 pounds. And then he went to the airport trying to fly. That was when he realized that he had been put back on the stop list. Frustrated, in his own words, he had gone through immigration, gone through everything, and went to sit down quietly waiting for his flight. That was when immigration and BNI came with handcuffs dangling in front of him and carried him away into custody. They appeared in court today, my brother, my sister, before my very good brother and friend, the most learned, no-nonsense judge, Justice Francis Archibunga Apangabuno, and the Honorable Justice Dr. Sremsai appeared, and he tried. All he wanted to do was to pray the court to annul whatever they had given to Hanan to travel out of the country, because he was trying to abscond from whatever information they had. But when he started speaking, the judge said, "What are you talking about? When was he supposed to fly and when was he supposed to return?" And he said he was supposed to fly by the 4th of July and return by the 12th of July. He said, "What is today's date?" And he mentioned, he said, "It is past that time. So there's no stop order. The period is past." Hanan looked in awe. So it looked like the national apparatus had been able to hold Hanan until his period of travel elapsed. And they succeeded in keeping him back in this country for the very good reasons that they believe. His lawyer, Godfred Dame, was not too happy, and he said that his client had his human rights trampled upon. His passport was seized, his money, and all that. And these people intentionally kept him until his travel window expired, and they came to court trying to stop it when it had already stopped automatically. My brother, my sister, well, the judge made it clear there's nothing to sit on. The period has elapsed. What is Godfred Dame going to do? Is he going to go back to court and tell the judge, you know what, we are going to apply for a new one to allow Hanan to go? By what time? My brother, my sister, the authorities would have also been present to give reasons why Hanan should not be given the chance to travel outside the country, because he allegedly tried to abscond. Hanan left the court very disappointed. He wouldn't be able to see his doctors. His doctors in Ghana have already said that he needs eye drops, only eye drops for his Apollo 14. Because what he has no cure. When you reach a certain age, you get things like that. They wrote that. The two doctors that he visited. Was he truly trying to run away? Why was he trying to scoop up his money? Well, Iyoko said, your money is with us. All the serial numbers of the notes have been written down. Your passport is also with us. My brother, my sister, as it stands right now, Hanan is so frustrated. He can't travel anymore. The travel window is closed. What would his lawyers do? Go back to court and ask for a new chance to travel? By what time the Zwarungu boy would have been there with his huge cigar in his mouth after drinking Kramai Krakra, Kramai Nkrakra, to stand before the judge and say, you know what? No, this shouldn't happen. Are we trying to truly avoid another Ken Oforiatta situation? Another Sedina Tamakulu situation? In my opinion, yes. Or do you believe there's a political witch hunt? But for now, Hanan is grounded in Ghana, in disappointment. It's the black pot, aka Kukushodemo. And here, we speak truth to power. Absolutely. I want to say thank you. I want to appreciate you. Thank you so much for the love. Being intimidated by alleged illegal miners. Now, one soldier draws a line and says, nobody come near. They were still coming, and he fired shots. Boom, boom. Look at the man, broken leg, running away. And look at the rest of the illegal miners, alleged illegal miners, running away. That's how the average Ghanaian behaves. Until there's a whip, we all behave like sheep. Don't come here. No, we will. Till one man is slapped, then the rest of us will run away. This is how sheep behave. Well, I'm glad to say that the man who was shot was taken to hospital, surgery done, and is recuperating. His name is Ibrahim from Chebi Zongo. So we ran the story, and we said that, well, it looks like Professor Kwabena Frimpong Boateng has been exonerated when he talked about Galamsey in Chebi. And we heaped a lot of praises on him, how he's a man full of integrity. But Captain Retired Koda wouldn't have any of that. He called him a liar. He said, this guy, an old man like him, he's a liar. He said other things, which we'll talk about with time. Very deep things. Now, what he said was interesting. And I want you to put it on record. Watch this. Now, according to Captain Koda, Nana Addo Every time he went out to visit people in different areas, they gave him cows. Nantwie, cows, as a gift. He went to the north, they gave him cows. He went to the Fulani areas to visit, they gave him cows. Everywhere he went, in a lot of those localities, they gave him cows. So the president decided to open a ranch, cow ranch. According to Captain Koda, former President Kufuor also had a cow ranch because a lot of people like to give you cows. So Nana Addo decided that he would open a cow ranch in his hometown of Chebi, just in the outskirts. And that was where he decided to build that ranch. But upon arriving at the place, they realized that Galamseyers had destroyed the whole place. There were a lot of pits in the area, so the president was unable to actually build his ranch there. It was at that point, according to Captain Koda, that he himself picked a phone and called Frimpong Boateng as the chairman of the interministerial what committee against illegal mining, and told him, look, the president is building a ranch. You know what a ranch is? A place where you keep cows and all that. But the place is all destroyed by Galamsey. We want you to come and help to reclaim the land. How do you reclaim the land? You will fill back all the pits and grow grass in the area so that the ranch can be complete, and Nana Addo will take the cows there. I asked Captain Koda, how many cows were there? He said at the time, there were about 100 cows that the president had received as gifts. Wow. So, Professor Boateng went there, he reclaimed the land, they replanted the place in his own words, revegetated the place, and left it for the president to put his cows in there, over 100 cows there. My brother, my sister, he said the Galamsey was not happening in the president's house. Neither was it happening in the president's garden. After all, the president's house in Chebi is surrounded by other houses. How did they go in there to do Galamsey? My brother, my sister, he gave me 3 questions to ask Professor Boateng. 1, there were policemen in the house of the president. How did Galamsey happen in the garden without them knowing? 2, how did the machinery get in there to do the Galamsey in the president's garden? And the 3rd question he asked, who drove the excavators to the president's house for the Galamsey? So we placed a call to Professor Kwabena Frimpong Boateng, a renowned heart surgeon. He didn't have so much time, but we pleaded with him to at least give us a word. And when I mentioned that it was Captain Koda, immediately he shouted, Captain Koda, I greet you. Oh my God. Watch this.
Well, greetings to Captain Koda. I want to keep a little bit of a distance from Captain Koda because he also sued me for defamation. We've had a trial. We're waiting for judgment. So I don't want to go into what he did or did not do. But Captain Koda never called me about any ranch or anything in Chebi. The person who called me was Eric. I've forgotten the surname. But Eric was part of the security. He was in charge of the president's house in Chebi. It was Eric who called me that some miners, and he mentioned the youth organizer of the NPP, were mining on an area and encroaching on the president's garden. He did not say the president's house or his balcony or anything. He said his garden. They were mining outside and encroached on the president's garden. So we sent I think excavator and a bulldozer there, leveled the place, reclaimed the land, and vegetated it. In fact, if we had planted cocoa, it would have borne fruit 4 years ago. So this is what happened. I was not told about any ranch. But then if they said that place was a ranch, there were no cows there. It was a garden which was encroached upon, and we have to level the place, reclaim it, and vegetate it. So this is what happened. It wasn't Captain Koda who called me. It was Eric, who is, I'm told, is a sub-chief in Chebi, or is a chief in Chebi. So you can get this number through maybe Captain and then talk to Eric. So my nephew, so this shows that what I said was true. Whether it was a ranch or a garden, it was a present property which had been enclosed by Galamsey people. And we went there to work, as Captain has said to have narrated to you.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Prof.
You're welcome.
It's an exclusive. No, they have been going to and fro in court. Ghanaians have never been told this story. And Captain Koda made it clear to me. Nobody has ever been told this story. We were privileged to hear him say that it was not a garden to the president's house or attached to the president's house. It was a cow ranch. The president had over 100 cows that had been given to him any time that he went out touring and greeting people. And he wanted to find a place to house those cows. And he started a cow ranch. This is what Professor Frimpong Boateng is saying. When I was called, I wasn't told that it was a cow ranch. I was told it was a garden of the president. And I went there, and then I reclaimed the land and revegetated it. Whether it was a cow ranch, a lion ranch, a goat ranch, a cockroach ranch, or a mole hole or rat hole, I reclaimed the president's property, revegetated it, and handed it back to the president. Whatever he put in the garden that I created for him or reclaimed for him is not my business. Whether he kept lions there, or he kept tigers there, or he kept cockroaches there, or dogs. I hear Achin people also eat dogs, right? Upon Chikoko. Or dogs in there. I don't care. My brother, my sister. That's what he said. Captain Koda said, this old man has been going around lying that he reclaimed the president's garden. That there was galamsey happening in the president's house. Frimpong Boateng says, no, I didn't say that. I didn't say it was the president's house, but a garden attached to the president's house. Captain Koda said, no, it is a cow ranch that we asked you. And interestingly, you know who fueled the excavators and the bulldozers that went there? Do you know? Sir John. Captain Koda told us that Sir John was the man who fueled. Do we all remember Sir John? He was the man who was fingered by Professor Frimpong Boateng as the king of the destruction of our forests. He was the boss of forestry. He stole lands, and when he died in his will, even stolen land, he bequeathed to family and friends. Such a dirty ghost. He was the one who was asked to fuel the excavators and the bulldozer that went in there to revegetate the president's garden, ranch. This is Sir John. When he died, he was an embarrassment to the NPP and the president at the time, Nana Addo. He had stolen so much within the period that he had been in office. A pauper all of a sudden was revegetated and reclaimed from poverty. This is Sir John. COVID helped us to take him home quickly. And even at his burial, when it was said that there should be some distance, you remember that time, distance. People were hugging each other and kissing each other at Wono, his hometown. And they buried him in her house. This is Sir John. He was the one, according to Captain Nkoda, who fueled the excavator and the bulldozer. What do you think about this? So Frimpong Boateng is so excited about this. He's like, nobody ever told me this. At last, I can go home and sleep, knowing very well that I spoke the truth. Eric called me and told me that, oh, in fact, it was the president's garden. Eric is still alive. He's even a chief in Chebi. And he was a security detail in the house of Nana Addo. And that it belonged to the president. And I quickly had to come to reclaim the land from Galamsey, revegetate it. And because of this, they are in court. Because they said, the president said, Professor Frimpong Boateng is a liar. In fact, he didn't call him a liar. He said that he was being vindictive. Maybe because they took a few things from him, he got angry with the party and decided to say ill things about the party. But today, the truth has been established that yes, he actually was called upon to revegetate and reclaim a certain piece of land that belonged to the president. Maybe Captain Koda's problem is he should say exactly where the land is located in Chebi, the outskirts of Chebi, not the president's house. But they are in court. Gabi Asario Tridakon, Captain Koda, they have taken Professor Frimpong Boateng to court.
Yes, a course of political highway, so NPP Hanan, former buffer stop CEO, as he said, a stop order at so in the ultimate to quite a free Ghana has it. We shall subscribe and not subscribe, no share, no hate notification, so am I. Since send by political highway, and you are doing.